All right, let's talk about a company that's been making some serious waves lately. WIN Semiconductors. You might not have heard of them, but they're in this super specialized field called compound semiconductors. And trust me, their stock is telling a story you're going to want to hear.
And really, you don't need to be a Wall Street guru to see what all the fuss is about. Just take a look at this chart of WIN's stock. I mean, it was kind of flat for a bit, and then, boom, a surge just like that. And whenever you see a move this sharp, it makes you wonder, right? So what is going on here? Is this just a bunch of hype, speculation, or is there something real, something fundamental pushing this stock sky high? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into today.
All right, first things first. Let's try to understand the signals the market is sending us. We're going to look at the charts, and we're also going to see what the big money players are doing. Basically, what's the vibe around WIN Semiconductors right now?
So if you're into technical analysis, things are looking pretty good. A few key indicators are basically flashing bright green. You've got the RSI and KD indicators. These guys help you see if a stock is overbought or oversold, and they've just formed what's called a golden cross. That's a classic sign that momentum might be building. On top of that, the MACD, which kind of measures the trend strength, has also just flipped to positive. It's almost like the market's dashboard is just covered in buy signals.
But look, it's not just about lines on a chart. Check this out. This shows who's been buying, and you can see this big uptick from major foreign investors. When you see the so-called smart money start piling in and buying up shares like this, it's usually a pretty strong vote of confidence in where the company's headed. Okay, so the market sentiment is definitely positive, but that's just one side of the coin, right? Does the company's actual performance back up all this excitement? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the financials.
So you pull up their latest quarterly report, and one number just jumps right off the page, 29%. Yep. That's their revenue growth, year over year. And let me tell you, in pretty much any industry, that kind of jump is a really, really big deal.
And here you can see that trend laid out visually from their own report. Now, the text is in Mandarin, but you don't need to read it to see what's happening. Those bars are heading in the right direction, and that means sales are on the rise. But the really important part is what they're selling. This growth is coming from high-margin products. And what does that mean? It means they're making more profit on every single thing they sell.
And this table really puts it all into perspective. I mean, revenue up 29%? That's impressive. But look at the gross profit. It more than doubled, 101%. That's huge. It means the company is getting way more efficient. And check out the bottom line, the earnings per share. It went from a loss to a solid profit. This isn't just a little bit of growth. This is a massive turnaround. It's a profitability explosion.
All right, so the financials are looking great, but it begs the question, where's all this growth coming from? And maybe more importantly, can they keep it up? Well, that brings us to what we can call the company's three big growth engines.
First up, the one that's powering just about everything these days, AI. You know all those giant AI data centers being built? Well, they need super specialized parts to shuttle data around at insane speeds. And guess what? WIN makes those parts. Specifically, these things called gallium arsenide, or GaAs, optical drivers. And the projections are just staggering. Demand is expected to explode by 344% by 2026. So yeah, WIN is tied directly to the AI rocket ship.
Engine number 2 is something you probably have in your house right now, or you will very soon, Wi-Fi 7. Think about it. Every time someone buys a new phone, a new laptop, a new router, anything with that faster Wi-Fi standard, it creates more demand for the components WIN makes. And this isn't just a one-time thing. It's a huge, continuous upgrade cycle. We're talking about steady growth of about 14% a year for these devices.
And the third engine? Well, this one is literally out of this world. We're talking about satellites. The market for low Earth orbit, or LEO satellites, is absolutely booming. Everyone wants that global, high-speed internet, right? And building those massive satellite constellations requires exactly the kind of high-tech semiconductors that WIN specializes in. So here's what's so powerful about this. WIN isn't just betting on one horse. They very cleverly place themselves right at the center of three of the biggest tech trends happening right now. You've got the AI revolution on the ground, the Wi-Fi upgrade in all of our homes, and the satellite boom happening up in the sky. Okay, so let's recap. We've got positive signals from the market, we've got rock-solid financials, and we have these three massive growth drivers. It all leads to the big question, right? What do the experts think this company is actually worth? Well, one way to figure that out is to try and predict a company's future profits and see what that's worth today. And based on that kind of analysis, some are putting a target price of 380 new Taiwan dollars on the stock. Now, what that tells you is that even after this huge run-up, there might still be more room to grow. So let's just boil this all down to the key takeaways. First, their financial performance has been incredible, with profits just soaring. Second, they are perfectly positioned in 3 massive growth areas: AI, Wi-Fi 7, and satellites. Third, the market sentiment is strong and the big investors are buying in. And finally, the valuation hints that this story might not be over yet. There could still be more growth ahead. Which really leaves us with one big question to think about. When you consider that WIN has locked itself into such a crucial role in building out the future of AI, the future of our wireless connections, and the future of satellite networks, you have to ask, was this incredible surge we just saw the end of the story? Or was it just the beginning?